You hear it played back. A voicemail you left, a video someone filmed, a recording of you talking, and your whole body cringes. That's not my voice. It sounds thin, weird, nasal, wrong. Surely you don't actually sound like that. Except you do. That recording is exactly how you sound to every single person you've ever spoken to. So why does your own voice sound so alien and so awful to you when it sounds perfectly normal to everyone else? There are two reasons, and together, they explain one of the most universal cringes there is. The first reason is pure physics, and it's genuinely surprising. When other people hear your voice, the sound travels one way, through the air, into their ears. Simple. But when you hear yourself speak, you're hearing your voice through two different paths at once. One path is the same air route everyone else gets, but the second path travels through the inside of your own head, your voice vibrating through the bones and tissues of your skull directly to your inner ear. This is called bone conduction. And here's the crucial detail. Sound traveling through bone behaves differently than sound traveling through air. The bones of your skull carry the lower frequencies especially well, adding depth, richness, and warmth to what you hear. So the voice you've listened to your entire life, the voice in your head, is a blend of the airborne sound plus this extra deep, resonant bass piped in through your own bones. It's fuller, lower, more impressive, frankly. That's the voice you think is yours. Then you hear a recording, and the recording only captures the airborne path, the thinner, higher version without all that bony bass. To your ears, it sounds stripped down, weak, lacking the depth you're used to. Your brain, which has spent decades learning the bone-enriched version as the true sound of you, recoils. This isn't me. But it is. The recording is the real, external you. The richer voice in your head is the illusion, a private version only you have ever heard. The second reason is psychological, and it's just as powerful. It's about expectation. You have an internal idea of what you sound like, built up over a lifetime, and you've attached your whole sense of self to it. When the recording violates that expectation, the gap between what you expected and what you got produces a jolt of discomfort. It's the same unsettling feeling you might get seeing an unflattering photo from an angle you never see in the mirror. The mismatch itself is what bothers you, the sense that the real version doesn't match the one in your head. This expectation effect runs deep. There's even research suggesting that part of why we dislike our recorded voice is simply that it's unfamiliar, and we are wired to prefer the familiar. We like songs we've heard before, faces we've seen before, and voices we're used to. Your recorded voice is, strangely, a stranger's voice, even though it's yours, because you've heard it from the outside so rarely. The discomfort is partly just the brain meeting something new and flinching, the way it does with anything that doesn't match the pattern it expected. There's also a self-consciousness layer on top. Hearing yourself played back, you don't just hear the sound, you hear yourself the way others hear you, and that's exposing. You notice the little verbal habits, the ums, the way your sentences trail off, the accent you forgot you had. Suddenly you're experiencing yourself as an outsider would, and most of us are far harsher critics of ourselves than anyone else would ever be. This phenomenon, the discomfort of confronting your own recorded voice, is common enough that psychologists have actually given it a name. You're not weird for hating it. Almost everyone does. Now here's the genuinely freeing part. The voice you can't stand is the voice everyone who loves you has always known. When your friends hear that recording, they don't cringe. They think, yes, that's just you. That's the voice that makes me laugh, the voice that comforts me, the voice I'd recognize anywhere. To them, it's not thin or weird or wrong. It's simply, warmly, the sound of you. The only person on earth who finds your real voice strange is you, precisely because you're the only one who's been hearing the bone-enriched fake version all along. It helps to know that even people whose careers are built on their voices, singers, broadcasters, actors, often dislike hearing themselves at first. They just get used to it, through sheer exposure, until the gap between the expected voice and the real one closes. The more you hear your recorded voice, the more your brain updates its idea of what you sound like, and the cringe fades. Familiarity is the cure. The voice never changes. Your expectation does. So if hearing yourself makes you wince, understand that nothing is actually wrong with your voice. What you're experiencing is a collision between physics and expectation. The physics gives you a private, bass-boosted version through your own skull that no one else will ever hear. The expectation makes the plain, real, airborne version feel like a betrayal when you finally meet it. Neither one means your voice is bad. They just mean you've been living with a flattering illusion, and the truth sounds unfamiliar. It's the same reason a lot of people dislike seeing themselves on video or flinch at candid photos. In the mirror, you see a flipped version of your face, and because you see it every single day, that reversed image is the one you've learned to love as you. A photograph shows the unflipped version, the real you that everyone else sees, and the tiny asymmetries land on the wrong side from what you expect, so your own face looks subtly off. Voice and image run on the exact same principle. You've fallen in love with a private, mirrored, bass-enriched version of yourself, and the real one, the one the world actually meets, keeps catching you by surprise. The discomfort isn't ugliness, it's unfamiliarity. The same thing happens with accent and speech habits. People often think their accent is lighter than it is, or that they don't have one at all, because from the inside it's invisible. It's just the neutral sound of normal. Then they hear the recording and there it is, unmistakable, and it feels strange because it never matched the smooth internal version. But again, that's the real you, the one your friends find warm and recognizable, the one that carries everything you've ever said to the people you love. There's something almost poetic in this when you think about it. The voice you carry inside your own head, rich and deep and yours alone, is a thing only you will ever experience. And the voice you give to the world, the one on the recording, the one you can't quite stand, is the one that actually does all the work, that comforts and argues and laughs and tells people you love them. That outside voice is your real gift to everyone around you, and they've never once thought it sounded wrong. So the next time you hear yourself played back and feel that instinctive cringe, try to remember what's really going on. You're not hearing a worse voice. You're hearing your true voice without the secret bass line your bones have been adding your whole life. It sounds strange to you, and only to you. To everyone else, it's just the sound of someone they know. Maybe it's time to stop apologizing for it and start getting acquainted with the voice the rest of the world has loved you in all along.